Hi everybody, welcome to the trending stream here on the World Wide Web. Please subscribe, click and hit that bell and hit all notifications. And when you do that, you should be notified when I come out with a brand new video. Really love to have you a part of the trending stream where I try to keep you in the know. Lots of sad stories again today, more of, the bang bang and all this stuff. So I'm going to cover a couple of these stories. You're not going to get too deep into them because, YouTube doesn't like certain topics to be talked about, but I'm just going to cover them. Michigan high school student Ethan Crumbly. Yeah, things are crumbling around this 15-year-old, and he is arraigned as an adult. As the police reveal, he had a meeting with his parents and teachers to discuss his behavior 3 hours before he opened fire in the hallway and took out 4 of his classmates. Here he is. Here are the parents. The kid looks straight up evil as hell. You always got to blame the parents. And if you know your kid has issues, why do you have a firearm not tied? Where did he get it, right? Where did he get the firearm? Well, anyway, Michigan high school gunman Ethan met with his parents' teachers 3 hours before taking out his classmates a rampant on Wednesday for a meeting to discuss his behavior. The 15-year-old has been charged with counts of murder and, all that stuff and gun charges. He took out 4 of his classmates and injured 7 others on Tuesday after opening fire in the hallways at 12:50 p.m. At 10 a.m., his mother and father, Jennifer and James, were called to the Oxford High School for a meeting with teachers about his behavior. It's unclear what prompted the meeting, but it was the second time Ethan had been called out in 2 days. You see, another thing, you got to blame the school. The school should have suspended this kid. Hey, take your kid home, discipline him. He's suspended now for 5 days. Figure it out. When he comes back, we'll see what happens. But again, they didn't do that as well. The teachers, the school, all these things. It is what it is. Very sad. So anyway, on Monday, he met the teachers alone. Police say there was no record of the teenager being bullied. As other students have claimed, prosecutors revealed at his arraignment that he detailed in a journal found in his backpack. Again, why didn't the parents look? Parents are so busy doing whatever. They got to be. But anyway, I want to take out students. So if the parents would have cared, they should have went through his crap, right? They're the parents. The prosecutors are charging, the kid as an adult, as he's convicted, sentenced in prison. He's 15 years old. He knew right from wrong at the press conference Wednesday, and so forth and so on. McDonald suggests she might also charge his parents for not keeping the 9mm he used out of reach of the teenager, whatever, and posted on Instagram about the gun, pretending that it was his days after attack. Now, so forth. So yes, I agree 100%. Very, very sad. I hate stories like this. It is what it is. Another parent. The parents of the dirty laundry, Brian Laundrie. This information just came out. Laundrie's attorney says that the police kept the knowledge of the family's missing gun from public. So remember when Dirty Laundry disappeared, he went to the park, whatever, got in a fight with his folks and all these things. His family was covering him up. Well, I guess they hid that he had the gun or whatever, and that's what ultimately took his life. Northport, Florida, Stephen, the attorney of Brian Laundrie's family, has revealed that the knowledge of a missing gun from the Laundrie's family home was kept from the public. Tuesday, a medical examiner revealed Brian Laundrie's death as a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head after he disappeared during the search for his fiancée, Gabby Petito. The lawyer said at the time of Brian Laundrie's disappearance that his parents, Chris and Roberta Laundrie, gave their gun to the police on September 17th, while officers completed the missing persons report. During their transfer, it was learned that a handgun was missing from the case. Both law enforcement and myself felt that it was best for the information not to become public. You see, the cops were holding this back. They said, the lawyer said in a statement, imagine the frenzy atmosphere at the time if the public thought Brian had a gun. He added, I can't speak to why law enforcement did not reveal the info, but we spoke about it at the time, and I can't believe they felt as I did. When Brian Laundrie's belongings and notebooks were found in the remains, the FBI nor Northport police have said if there was a gun recovered at the Charleston Reserve. I do not know if the gun was found near Brian's remains or his possessions. The lawyer said you would have to confirm that with law enforcement, the lawyer's remarks, and so forth and so on. So there you go. No big shock, whatever. But this is what they do. They hide certain things from the public. Another gun-related story. Now, this one's a big shocker. This is, to me, the story of the day. Unfortunately, so many tragic things have happened here. We pray for the parents of the school. I mean, the students and all these things here. But this one's sad, too. And it just shows you, again, how Hollywood exploits everything. And this is Alec Baldwin has an interview with ABC's George Stephanopoulos, and he talks about what happened that day. And get this is a big-time shocker. He said, I would never have pointed a gun at anyone and pulled the trigger. Alec Baldwin weeps as he denies, get this, firing the loaded with a bullet. Okay, he denies firing the gun loaded with a bullet that wasn't even supposed to be on the property during the interview. So basically he said, I didn't pull the trigger. You can't make this stuff up. Alec Baldwin is incredibly emotional as he talks about Russ' shooting in the intense interview on ABC's George, which will be tomorrow. In it, he reveals that he never pulled the trigger. Now, how the hell, again, I haven't seen the interview, but you got to pull a trigger so a bullet comes out. So we don't know what the story is. This was like a huge, they made it like a trailer for a movie. And, everybody's saying, oh, look at his acting. Here, let's see if I can play a little bit of this here.
She was someone who was loved by everyone who worked with and liked by everyone who worked with and admired.
Boom. Okay, then he just starts shaking, right? Right. I don't know if this is going to work anymore or whatever, because it never does, right? Whenever, yeah. Well, let's go to Twitter then, continue Twitter here. Right, now Twitter's now holding things back. I talked about Twitter yesterday. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Here, let's play.
She was someone who was loved by everyone who worked with and liked by everyone who worked with and admired.
The drama.
I mean, even now, I find it hard to believe that. It just doesn't seem real to me.
Alec Baldwin.
You haven't said much in public since that tragic accident. Why speak out now?
For the first time. You see, it's like a movie, guys. This is what they call, this is exploitation of a death. This is Hollywood. Wow. But let us continue on for the first time. Coming out in the movie theaters. It's terrible. And of course, now it's not playing again. I should let it play. Here, let's refresh, right? Whatever. I don't know if I should even play it because it could be copyrights and all these things here. But, here, let's go here. Let's see if... I'll just play the whole sucker, man. Since the fatal shooting on the set of the movie Rust.
It was a 1 in a trillion shot, and the gun was in your hand. How do you come to terms with that?
Tomorrow night.
It wasn't in the script for the trigger to be pulled.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them.
Unbelievable. How that? Guys, come on. Come on, man. Guns, guys, I know, I don't mean to laugh because someone died if they did that, whatever. But yeah, enough's enough, dude. So he says he revealed he never pulled the trigger of the gun that shot the girl. So how did it happen, right? But said it went off inexplicably, after he picked it up. So he picked up the gun and the bullet flew out, right? I don't know, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger, he said. I would have never pointed a gun at anybody. It's not yet known why the weapon was loaded with real bullets. Someone put a live bullet in the gun, a bullet that wasn't even supposed to be on the property, Baldwin said. Baldwin told the host that the shooting was the worst thing that ever happened to him. Stephanopoulos said the actor was devastated but forthcoming. Baldwin went into details about the day he accidentally shot the film's cinematographer, Helena, and the injuries of Joe, the director. It comes as Baldwin and the Rust production faces multiple lawsuits from crew members who describe a lack of safety in the New Mexico film set. Investigators continue to probe the accident and now believe a homemade bullet may have made its way onto the set. A weapons expert said the type of Baldwin's handling is sensitive and can be fired very easily. So there you go. More information on this. But many people go, man, this guy's an actor, a hacker, all of these things. Very sad. Of course, now they're making it like some kind of movie trailer. There's his wife. We know what these people are, whatever. You had the young girl here, Hannah, that was supposed to be in charge. And of course, I believe that was her job. So she should be in trouble as well or whatever. Attorneys, Alec Baldwin chose to play Russian roulette. So you got all red there. The attorney, Mamie, Michelle, whoever, and the attorney Glory have a lawsuit, shooting allegations, and all these things. Very, very sad. Full interview of Russ, the camera assistant, speaks out about safety concerns. Maybe we'll play a little bit about this here. See if we play this here, guys. Again, if you like what I'm doing here, the trending stories, please subscribe, click, and hit that bell. I love to have you as a subscriber. This is what I do here on the trending stream. I give it to you raw. I give it to you the way it's meant to be and the way it's supposed to be. And yeah, so we got the chicken here. Former Russ crew member speaks out about safety concerns. So here we go. GMA, Good Morning America. Let's see.
In just a moment, we will speak exclusively with the former first camera assistant on the film Rust, who resigned one day before the shooting in part over safety concern claims. But first, Kaylee Hartong in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with the latest. Good morning, Kaylee.
Hey, good morning, Michael. Every cast and crew member of Rust who we've spoken to in the last nearly 2 weeks has asked to remain anonymous, citing the ongoing investigation. Until now, Lane Looper is ready to speak out, and he's giving more evidence of a troubled production. The night before that fatal shooting on the set of the movie Rust, the head of the camera department, Lane Looper, emailed production managers a resignation letter. The reasons he said he was quitting: delays in pay, complaints about housing, and safety concerns.
All there.
Looper writing, "In my 10 years as a camera assistant, I've never worked on a show that cares so little for the safety of its crew." Looper alleging lax COVID policies, and also specifically expressing his concern for weapon safety on set, writing, "During the filming of gunfights on this job, things are often played very fast and loose," and saying when he raised concerns about the lack of safety meetings with production, "We are usually met with the same answers about not having enough time to complete the day if we rehearse." But other crew members paint a different picture. Overnight, Alec Baldwin reposting comments made by the film's costume designer, who says concerns were heard and addressed, and we had several safety meetings, sometimes multiple per day. Producers of Rust telling ABC News Looper's allegations around safety are patently false, and saying that he had absolutely nothing to do with or knowledge of safety protocols.
We need some help. Our director and our camerawoman has been shot.
Authorities have identified the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, seen in these Daily Mail images, and assistant director Dave Halls, as the last two crew members who handled the Colt .45 revolver before it was given to Alec Baldwin, loaded with a bullet, something neither they nor Baldwin knew. Hall's lawyer saying checking the gun was not his responsibility, redirecting blame towards the 24-year-old armorer.
The armorer brought the firearm into the scene. The armorer's responsible to make sure the firearm is safe. My client didn't point the firearm at anyone, and my client didn't pull the trigger.
The sheriff acknowledging their investigation is far from over.
It's so important that Mr. Halls and Reed Gutierrez and Mr. Baldwin keep cooperating in the investigation and come in for follow-up interviews to clarify some questions that we have and any discrepancies.
So
that may
anyway,
be in
there
the
you
statements.
go. And of course, now Alec Baldwin is doing like these interviews, theatrics, crying, and all of these things. So anyway, there you go. There's some information, just tragic stuff. Again, you know that the system wants to take out arms. And so more and more and more of these stories are coming out. And it's just very sad, tragic, and sad when people's lives are taken. So there you go. That has been today's trending stories. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please subscribe, click and hit that bell. I pray that y'all have a blessed one. Take care, and I'll see you in the next exciting edition of the Trending Stream. Take care. Bye-bye.